yes, Confident Harley. I am a psychic medium at Meadows Crystals, and today I am doing some videos on how to do a single card pull. Now these are the intention to just kind of allow yourself to better understand how to read cards, and my style is very intuitive, okay? And so with the deck that I'm using today, it has been mentioned in the previous video, so if you haven't seen that yet, please go back and watch it. And then if you enjoy my content and would like to donate to my little family, you may do so at Harley High. Okay, that's Venmo. Venmo Harley High. Thank you so much. Okay, so today we're going to start again with another card pull. We've got a couple that just fell through. There's two cards. I'm going to just pick one. Okay, we got the Crocodile Tenderness. Okay, now this one's going to be a very easy read, okay, because we only really have one mastermind in this video. We've got a crocodile in the whole video though. Crocodile rules my psyche. For real though. Okay, so this is Wildlife in Australia. The deck is the Wild Wisdom Australia. This is by Karen Roberts and Bonnie Hughes. I particularly like this deck. With this particular one, because the imagery is actually so basic, I am going to read from the deck. But what I want to start with is number one, when we see a crocodile, what does the crocodile represent for us? For me, it's going to be a protector, right? But what's interesting is that she balanced this with tenderness. Okay, so that's going to be a very interesting read when we're looking at the crocodile as a tender character, right? And so that's one way that we can kind of read the cards, is that as we're actually expressing ourselves, we're trying to embody a little bit of the spirit animal that's coming through as well, right? So that's going to be somebody that maybe has a thick skin, that's maybe had a lot of has seen a lot, likes to soak around and observe, right? Like that's a lot of the crocodile energy. They're very low to the ground as well. So that's another thing to kind of keep in mind, that their vision is it's kind of scanny probably. How do I draw this? Nice. See? You're gonna add some texture to the skin. We want to add some texture to the skin, okay? Now Spencer's gonna go ahead and draw that card for us, so I'm going to pull out another, I'm gonna open up the book and read from the book for this one, for a single card pull. And you know, my style is very intuitive, which means it's a little bit messy, truly. So I hope you enjoy that. What number is the card? Oh, these ones don't have numbers, do they? So sometimes if there's a number on the card, we want to read that based off of our previous frameworking that we have. Okay, so now we've got, and we only had a couple of little designs up in the corner. Okay, so that would maybe represent that the crocodile really just kind of sees herself. Like she's not obsessing about other animals. She's not obsessing about other wildlife. She's like, yeah, it's up here, it's up here. I know it's there, So that's another way we can kind of read cards, right? It's just really a lot of self-expression. Okay, now we honor challenges, collective unconscious, tenacity, and timing. Now, how exactly the author got these to represent her crocodile, I don't know. That's something to really, consider sometimes. Why does the crocodile hold honor, challenges, collective unconsciousness, and tenacity and timing? They've got a jaw that bites really hard. That might be the timing. They've got the tenacity of survival, right? What's your question? I will draw. Oh, okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
You can just pull a card from the deck then.
Okay, I'm going to draw the one that you pulled.
Oh, okay. She doesn't know how to draw the crocodile, but that's okay. Okay, so then do you fear your potential? Crocodiles ask you to look at fear as an opportunity to grow your own power. Looking into your shadow self will help you understand some darker aspects of your soul so you can release negative emotions. Embrace your tender side. Okay, so I'm thinking of the underbelly of the crocodile. It's probably kind of soft. I don't know. I've never touched a crocodile. But thinking about that, they're kind of slithery and they kind of get a bad rap sometimes too, when they're just existing like all of us, right? Crocodiles are masters at timing and patience. I do believe that, and I do think that that's, maybe where she gets the honor and challenges and collective unconscious, is that we all have to learn how to master the skill of timing. And then the challenges, crocodiles, they have to exist as a vile creature in a way, right? They have to exist as a protector. They have to exist as a being that can provide for their offspring, right? And I don't necessarily know how all that works too, like how long. I think crocodiles are one of those animals that the babies actually stay with them for quite a while. They don't just like leave. I could be wrong there, but I think the crocodile's like that. The alligator and crocodile, who knows if those are the same or not? Who knows? Who knows? My purpose is just to tell a story, right? And so you gotta tap into those if you want to really make the crocodile your spirit animal, right? Something like that, okay? Really understand the animal itself. And then honor, you know, again, like I think that's something that we don't always give to the crocodiles. We don't always look at the crocodile as a being and creature to be honored, and it is. Okay, so crocodiles are masters of timing and patience. Are you trying to rush a project or endeavor? Okay, so this could be a message to me even, right? As I talk really quickly, and then I can slow down my language, okay? And then as I'm doing that, I'm showing the person that I'm reading cards for how to do it, right? And so that's just really fun about reading cards, is it really is just play. Okay, crocodiles ask you to be patient. If you hurry things, you may miss opportunities along the way. In the physical world, crocodiles use their power, strength, speed, patience as a mean of survival. Okay, so survival oriented, that's how we always see the crocodile. But what if we didn't have to look at the crocodile in a survival perspective? That could shift as well. Okay, however, the crocodile is one of the most gentle animal guides and comes to remind you to tap into your courage and strength. And when they swim into your life, there's an opportunity to seek new wisdom. There's new beginnings of personal growth. 100%, I've never thought to use a crocodile as my spirit guide, and I'm going to at this day, like for the next couple days. I'm gonna tap into the crocodile, I'm gonna read about the crocodile, and I'm gonna use it as my spirit guide, see where I see it in real life. Maybe paint it. That to me is a way of honor, right? Another big component to any card read is to try to give advice to people. One, we have survival advice. Yo, go get to the food bank. Yo, you need to get a divorce. Yo, your sibling is being mean to you, right? Like it's functional advice, but then also really helping people tap into their creative and spiritual worlds. And by that, I just suggest that you look at all of the different avenues of art and suggest some throughout your read when it comes up appropriately, right? And so when I'm thinking of honor, to me, I'm thinking painting. I'm gonna suggest to anybody to paint, no problem. Every single card read, I could suggest that, and that would be solid advice. Okay, so the crocodile relates to emotions. Are you in touch with your true feelings in all situations? Let feelings surface, recognize them, and release them to the cosmos. So what I think I'm missing here, truly, with the crocodile that I've never really considered before, is that the crocodile is an old reptile, okay? And so it's gonna hold more ancestral and older language. I really wonder how long these crocodiles live. Are they like the turtle that is been around for almost 1,000 years or whatever? You know, like, I don't know how, there might be turtles that are multi-dimensional thousands of years, right? Like, I don't really know. You know, and so that's the exciting thing too about particularly working with spirit animals, is that we get to pull all that consciousness in. Another experience that you can play with, right? A lot of people, when they think of their higher consciousness, and I would actually say the majority of people who hold higher consciousness perspective, they hold it as a single unit that is not male or female. Personally, I use male and female, and I use that very specifically because when I try to explain energy and things come in, that's very feminine to me, and then when we expand out, that's very masculine to me. I also think that it's very deeply divine in the body and how the body works, but I'm not going to go into all those stories. But when I think about the crocodile, I like to try to imagine, when I think about the crocodile, is it masculine or feminine to me? And then I will read from that state, or I might shift it depending on who I'm working with and try to reinterpret it through a male lens or that female lens, depending on how I want to read the cards. And what messages I want to present to my client that's coming through. Sometimes we're channeling messages directly, sometimes it's just education of things that we've studied ourselves. Usually it's a combination of the two. As you get better, it's just going to be intuitive. Call the crocodile's energy when you need to learn patience. Tap into your inner strength to release stagnant emotions. I'm talking this way, so I don't know if it's going to mess with the video, but I try. And to release stagnant emotions when looking for ancient wisdom. So that's one of the keys, right? We're looking for ancient wisdom. And when you want to get in touch with your shadow self. So what I really particularly like about this one is learning patience, and that's going to be my personal key, that when I need to learn patience, I'm going to tap in to my crocodile spirit guide. Another major suggestion I make and suggest is that you name your spirit animals, because they'll become more embodied themselves, and then you'll have more chances of actually seeing those things in real life as well. Okay, so the advice is that you're more powerful than you realize, 100%. That very much seems in line with crocodile energy to me. I also think they're kind of solo characters, so that would be one to look at. It's like, you know, how long do their babies stick around, and then do they end up being alone? Do they mate for life? Like all of that stuff, right? We can learn a lot. It's the sacral chakra, Shavasana. I'm sure I did not say that correctly. And then the color is orange, and I create the life I want. I'm the master of my potential. So then I would, you know, then I can create my spirit guide animal. Okay, so my crocodile, she's going to be Esme. Esme is a new name that came up for me, and she comes from the 1800s, 1700s, 1600s, and 1400s, and she has lived a lot of life, okay? And so that's, you know, she's a lot of things to me. She is very tender, but her outer shell and her, when you look at her, she is kind of a hard shell, you know, very beautiful, very curious, very mystique, but we want to make sure that we don't harm her. Okay, that's the key. There's so many keys today. And then we've got, you know, that she really needs to learn patience. And I'll tell you, when I was 14 through 16, I definitely needed to learn patience, right? So you can kind of see how I'm relating here, okay? And then the mantra says, I create the life I want. I am the master of my own potential. So I'm just going to hold the second half of that as I am the master of my own potential. I'm going to repeat that for Esme. I am the master of my own potential. I am the master of my own potential. I am the master of my own potential. 4 times. I am the master of my own potential, because I gave her 4 centuries to work through. And then the sacral, the orange. I would like to, you know, imagine that as like maybe she has a little spark of orange in her eyes. I've got a couple of nieces that have that gift. They've got just a couple taps of orange in their eyes, which is absolutely stunning. You know, so I'm going to add that to Esme. She's got a couple of little orange, but it's not about the eye particularly for this particular spirit guide. It's actually her perception. And so when she's perceiving, she loves the color orange, and she's drawn to the sands that are orange. She's drawn to the sunset that is orange. When she lays eggs, they're kind of speckled with orange, and she just loves orange. Okay, so then the next day I could maybe sport some orange, right? And then I can imagine myself as Esme. I can imagine myself as a crocodile. Maybe I get a hair clip that's like crocodile texture or something like that, right? And then we really can start to embody these characters. Okay, so that was my single card pull for the most basic, simple perspective of literally just a crocodile and reading the book that somebody else has provided to me. So I hope that you enjoyed this read. If you would like to support me, you may go to Harley High and Venmo me. This is how I'm trying to make a living for myself and my children.